Welcome to the Summit 7 pre-qualifiers here for Europe. A small double elimination bracket to determine two teams who will join the other invited teams in the main qualifiers. It's between these two here, Team Spirit and Prodota, as well as Elements versus Vega, which is a game that's also happening simultaneously. So running through it very quickly, which means we'll only be able to bring one of those. And we picked one that should be pretty damn good, hopefully. Anyway, should be still favored for Team Spirit, but of course for Prodota Gaming, they have high hopes. They just got into the bootcamp house in Turkey, and I believe their coach, their conditioning coach from the San Francisco 49ers that they hired, is arriving today. So they're getting ready, they're strapping in for the coming season of qualifiers and hope to get some results. And getting through these qualifiers would be great as well. As far as the schedule goes, we'll have one best of one here. Then afterwards, we'll have the winners match in a best of three, and tomorrow there will be the loser bracket decider match. So we'll determine one of the teams that will make it through today, and the other one tomorrow. All right, my name is DragonDrop. I'm happy to bring you these matches, and for this first best of one, I'm also extremely happy to be joined for the first time by someone who should be very familiar with these players. It is Eastgirls. How are you doing?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
I
All
can
in
indeed.
well?
Yeah. So what's your take on this matchup? Because if you look at their most recent game against each other, it was a clean sweep 2-0 for Team Spirit in the I-League Invitational.
I mean, Team Spirit is definitely the name that's more impressive to people, but I think Prodota definitely has the means to take a win if they have a good day and so on.
Yeah.
It's a very strange second for pick Earthshaker though. Just have to point that out. Did not expect that.
It's not exactly in the meta, is it? I mean, Crystal Maiden, we've seen that time and time again, one of the most picked heroes in Kiev as well. Same for Warlock, really. Very highly sought after supports. And the Legion Commander as well, very popular for Team Spirit especially. So
yeah, it's three really common picks and then a Shaker in all midst of it all. And it's interesting to see Team Spirit, they banned Clock and Batrider, which is basically the two heroes that the Coon has been it's actually his best heroes, and he's been spamming them a lot lately. So I think that's smart drafting on their part. They looked up their opponents.
Yep. It's definitely still something that you would want to do, even if you're super confident in your own play.
For sure.
Yeah. Troll Warlord as well. Something the Team Spirit likes to go for every once in a while. Alright. But yeah, other than that, we have this kind of standard draft coming in. Crystal Maiden, of course. There's a reason that Crystal Maiden, Warlock, these kind of supports are super popular, right? I mean, they're just very easy fits for a lot of drafts. They give you so much for the early phase of the game when it comes to just zoning out offliners, especially in the case of the Warlock, and just making everything better with the Arcane Aura, making sure that your other lanes have plenty of mana to spam out spells.
Yeah, pretty much. Like CM, exactly like you said, she's just an amazing mana battery. She has a little bit of lockdown with her root. He has a little bit of teamfight presence, and Warlock, he's just with the heal, he's a strong laner, and like whenever you carry slow, you just heal him up, easy peasy, and he's one of the strongest teamfight heroes. Like Warlock mash up with an Ember Spirit or a Mirana or like a bit of AoE damage basically, and your Fatal Bones can be a 5-man wipe all of a sudden.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just imagine with Legion Commander. I mean, the overwhelming odds. Yeah. It can do a lot of damage in its own right if you land it on a couple of heroes. And the Fatal Bonds on top of that might just be, maybe not a Rampage, depending on what kind of tanky heroes Prodota want to pick up. But yeah, we all get the idea, I think.
I've seen some overwhelming odds do some like one-shot type of damages with Fatal Bonds.
I think Nahas was looking at that one thing, that one Roshan fight at Kiev, not sure what it was. But like Pack combo did maybe about 3k damage, and one overwhelming odds did 2.2k damage around the Roche pit in full 5-man, more or less. So
yeah, the SG versus EG when Sumail got a 5-man coil.
Yeah. I think that was it. So yeah, that's a crazy spell. Legion Commander, crazy hero. Yeah. Alright, so where do you think Team Spirit will take this? I mean, IO's banned it themselves actually. So
they can really go anywhere right now. Like said, they can go like a 5-man heavy lineup. They can go a split push. They can go really these two picks, they don't say anything. They basically say you're probably gonna go Legion off lane, you're probably not gonna go with Woods, and yeah, now they show their position 4 hero, and probably gonna go this into like maybe Shadow Fiend. It can also be Avenge carry, Weaver carry, like TA, some kind of minus armor. I would assume they're gonna wrap this around with.
Yeah. Bench carry would actually fit very well into this kind of timing with the Slaughter and the Legion Commander when these want to get... I mean, Slaughter, of course, in the 4 position, wants to be active from minute 1, essentially. But Legion Commander, you kind of want to farm up until you have your Blink, unless you find some sort of smoke rotation with the rest of your supports. But yeah, Venge fits very well into that, gives you that minus armor. That Roche potential as well, on top of the Slaughter, is absolutely enormous.
Yeah,
so might
something
be,
very class.
Yeah,
Post finish.
might be even looking for something like an Ursa for BZZ.
Yeah, like still they can really do anything. And also Prodota picking up their Darkseer, that's also a very cool hero. Probably third most played hero.
You think they'll look to combo that up with something else? Because I guess it's hard because you already have the Earthshaker, which now slips into that 4 position. So you can't get
Shaker
the...
and Darkseer is decent actually together. It's not great. It's a bit harder to pull off. Like doing the Fissure or doing the Echo Slam with Darkseer is quite easy, but it's not as up as often as let's say Slaughter's done or Earth Spirit's done. So
yeah, it's also not as exploitable in laning phase as it would be with something like an Earth Spirit. I don't know, maybe Milan meant to pick the Earth Spirit, but his mouse slipped and he picked the Earthshaker instead.
That could be the case.
Could explain a lot of things, but yeah, it's the TA now joining the party. Some damage over time from the Juggernaut and the Warlock, of course, as well. So it's... Do Team Spirit want to now throw the Juggernaut in mid up against this? Or are you not worried?
I think they can Juggernaut mid against TA is fine because of the spin, but they can also pick a lineup that's even like more volatile for a TA if they want. So Ember would be the most obvious one. Like he's good in the meta game and he's really strong against TA if he gets help. DP is also a very good hero, and that's a good ban, I think.
Yeah, and there's the Ursa actually for Prodota. That's another one of these heroes that's kind of slipped in, got more and more popular. I feel like we just saw teams picking it up more and more. And now the Phantom Assassins are on the Team Spirit's lineup. So it's Iceberg picking up Juggernaut, so it'll be that matchup. BZZ on that PA.
They have the minus armor combination with FNG and... Well, not a combination, because PA doesn't really contribute with minus armor, but he benefits a lot from the Slaughter minus armor.
Yep.
But yeah, the Ursa, like, I think after Kiev, when VP, like, they actually first faced it, like, the entire group stage and a bit in the main event as well. I think ever since then, like, people started to prefer it a lot more as well.
Yep.
Kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, I feel like it's kind of owed to the meta a little bit. Just this tempo in the mid game that a lot of teams focus on right now. Just be able to gain this map control, gain the Roshan control. And obviously heroes like Ursa, TA, they live, they exist for these kind of timings. So go for them instead of like more late game oriented carries like Anti-Mage, Spectre. Little Spectres also can be a good contributor in these kind of fights. It's maybe a bit more volatile.
We've seen a lot of Spectre and some AM too, but yeah, I think a lot of teams value the Roshan a lot now. And like if you get Roshan, it kind of ensures you that you have a good way of like getting the tier 1s and such, like getting more map control.
Yep. Alright, it's Battle Pass time. No one has it yet. Come on, guys. Support your own esports.
That's actually right. Does actually no one have it? That's weird.
Either that or this is bugged. Who knows? Everything's possible with Valve at this point, but it's we have these fancy towers still. New tower skins, so I already dropped 100 euros on this shit. I don't know about you, but
I haven't dropped a single dime yet.
I think yet's the operative word there, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anyway, we do see these early movements coming out. Prodota with early wards very deep here into this particular lane, so it's...
I
Is it
actually
blocking the
like
camp?
what FNG did is that he ran up to the high ground of the like Radiant Shrine, and then he expected he would get unsmoked, I think, as he did by Garter, and then he backed off, and he only has one ward on him right now, so it kind of looks for Prodota as if he warded the high ground there, but he didn't.
Oh yeah,
30 seconds to battle.
that's
A
interesting.
pretty cool
Yeah,
move.
these mind games, I actually love this so much.
Yeah,
Because
it's
yeah. I mean,
super
these
sneaky.
early wards and D wards, they can make a huge difference here, especially in mid when 2 wards are right on top of each other. Which one got placed first? Actually, the Dire ward got placed first, so they might be able to figure out that there's a Radiant ops there as well, unless it was smoked up or something.
The battle
He was smoked up on Earthshake ward
Yeah.
placing it, so. And they almost got the D ward on the Radiant ward on the next to the small camp, but not quite.
Yep.
It's a bit far off with the center.
Gotta actually be able to snag that extra bounty rune, so... Bit interesting.
I guess they're lane swapping, so
Yeah.
I wonder why they're lane swapping. Maybe because they just don't want the Ursa against the, or they don't want the Juggernaut against the Ursa. I think he just hits through your spin.
Hey, Iceberg, swapping heroes with BZZ, who's now a solo jug for the time being, up against Darkseer. Not the worst matchup, if worst comes to worst, you can always spin it off, but it's still a little bit annoying with the iron shells. That is.
Jugger is one of the heroes that deals the best with. It's him and Nakes and some other weird heroes like Bloodseeker is pretty good.
Yeah. And the range heroes,
but-
I suppose.
Yeah, but PA is not good against Darkseer, so I assume they meant it for mid.
Yeah.
When they picked it, they just wanted to juke a bit when they picked BCC on the PA in the beginning.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, TA is also not a good matchup for PA, so it's like the lesser of two evils, I think.
That's what I thought too. Because this is not a good lane for PA at all. But with a lot of help from Slaughter, I mean the TA can definitely take some pressure, and we'll see how they make it work.
So far, it is working actually. I mean, on paper it's not a good matchup, but yeah, with the help of Slaughter, Kai's actually dropping very, very low. J4 making rotation through to help out. But yeah, if we look at the last hits, Kai's only picking up a second now as opposed to 9 from Iceberg. So, question is how this will develop now. Look at this, actually another right click here. Yeah, not enough evasion just yet. Kaiser actually draws the first blood, and that'll salvage his lane already.
until it has been spilled.
That was a bit sad because they had really gotten the lane in their film. Because by Slaughter sitting there level 1 and TA getting no help, they give a huge lane advantage to PA. Even he's still gonna lose it later as TA get level, but just having these 10 last hits by 2 minutes, it's really good, and he can like kind of keep it going from there on, at least a little bit. But now he gave away first blood, so it's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
The lane is basically back to even now.
Yeah, kind of nullifies the
At
entire
least.
impact. Alright, thanks to the pause here, we can actually look at bottom lane and not miss this kill.
Oh,
Something that I would have done
had
if
no
it
idea.
wasn't for the pause. Yeah, they're right on top of each other with the spin just started. The Coon, our 33 friend, he's in dire straits. Even if he gets off the surge, I think he still dies before he can walk away, and we'll find out
It's
now.
fairy, but I don't think.
Oh wow!
Ah, okay,
Nice
Firefly.
juke to the right, and Verifier. Nice. Well, and
Wonder
now...
why he potted up and then.
I was wondering if he was willing to die there, but with this low health, not the best idea. But yeah, bottom lane going well for Darkseer, middle lane should be going well now for Kaiser as well. Talk to me about this top lane. How much is this Ursa supposed to get up against a Legion Commander?
Well, Ursa is once again he's like the strongest one hero just because of his Fury swipes. It's not a lot of heroes that like can actually do that much against it. So he is in a 2v1. So Legion should still get a fair amount, but I would assume Dursa is gonna do very well, and he is, so. There
Support's
definitely
not
is some kill potential though on
Yeah.
him.
Especially with Earthshaker. I mean, he's spending a lot of time with roaming around, trying to find angles in mid as well as top. And if you get a good fissure off, blocking off Venska or something, it's potentially a kill if Gata can get enough damage in with the Furious Wipes. Same for
Yeah,
mid though, actually. Iceberg, well, will be blocked off a Shrine for a moment, but now Milan... I can't continue this. Just annoying a little bit, repeating his position. Meanwhile, down bottom though, in the jungle, FNG just a bit of a face-up with the Coon.
I mean, I think the lanes are going pretty much as Prodota wants right now. The Darkseer is actually, he's been able to put up a lot of pressure on Juggernaut, and even though Garter has been, 1v2 basically top, he's been almost free farming. He got the free kill mid, so they're doing very well laning stage wise.
Spurg able to dodge that particular gank. But yeah, it's definitely Team Spur having to be on an offensive foot. Even though they have the Slaughter, which used to be one of the top picks to be this early game aggressor. He has level 2, so he has Sprint as well as the Crush available, but so far he hasn't really found a good target to go on. In Kaiser, the more levels he gets, the more points up in refraction he gets as well, so it's getting that kill is getting harder by the minute.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know where the supports are. I mean, J4 could be sitting right there behind him, ready to react.
That's the hard thing. Like now, they might actually get him here.
I don't know. Still, yeah, they're diving in deep. Verify keeps him alive. Frostbite on one. FNG gets another crush off and the right click. So, I don't know. Would you rather Frostbite the Slaughter there, or?
I think so, but it's a very hard call. Like, I think I might also Frostbite the PA like in the heat of the moment, but like, taking a step back and thinking about it, the Slaughter is obviously the one that's gonna have a stun soon. But I think that, like for example, there if J4 was behind him already, that could have turned really ugly. He just came there too late.
Bottom lane 33. He just survived the gank attempt from FG. Now actually gets a counter kill, drops the wall, and BZZ. He really wants to get this kill. Only 50 health points left on the Starks here, but not quite fast enough. No face boost just yet.
He's playing this lane really well on the Coon.
Yeah. He's right in his element. And now he has to be careful though, FNG. He wants some revenge, and you'll see him, but he doesn't have Surge. FNG with a sprint though. A crush, and yeah, another puppy paws.
I don't think he can live through this one though.
6 health points, I don't think that'll be enough. No fair fighter this time, so no shenanigans on that front. But yeah.
Looks grim.
As we said, Prodota just got into a fresh setup in a bootcamp house, so maybe that's the reason for some minor technical quirks that they have to figure out first.
Alright. Is that the reason for all this posting?
Yep. Alright, I'm looking at top lane though, and I'm seeing Gala skipping creep waves.
Yeah, I mean he has both his support share. Would be interesting if they would like want to dive this. It feels like it's way too early, and with some possible TP rotations from Team Spirit, that might go very south.
I think if they got an angle on Venskor, they would go for it. But Legion Commander, he's sitting at 1k health already. He's not level 6. It's kind of a very hard target to break through before these rotations can come. I guess FNG doesn't have a TP scroll. BZ, even if he had one, he's not in fighting shape either. And middle lane, Iceberg, he has a TP, but it's only so much a PA can do.
Yeah, they don't have that much TP support right now, so they might go. I still think it's way too deep to dive like this. Like, if Goddard was level 6, yeah, then it's a bit safer because he can remove a lot of damage, but CM and Earthshaker, that's just not diving here. I think what he's doing here is just like cutting the wave and making sure that they're getting some pressure on, basically.
It's taking control of this side of the map. making sure that Vansko can't stack and pull these kind of support shenanigans.
Basically, yeah. Like just being a nuisance in their face.
By the way, another thing that we have, since this new update, we've got all these fancy spectator features coming through with the net worth differential up top. In case you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. A little bit in favor of Prodota, just kudos to the laning stage, of course. Also have the Roshan timer, that'll be relevant this game for sure.
How does that one work?
So on left side you see it next to the map, right?
Yeah, the Roshan face.
Yeah. So I guess it'll work like PGL, so when Roshan dies it'll turn like grey, then it'll fill up.
So it's not gonna be a timer, it's basically gonna tell when it's up only.
Yeah. I think it's just another indication that's constantly on screen instead of just having to move over the rush bed every single time. But the problem with timers is, theoretically, you could like stream snipe and you could easily figure out, even with delay, when Roshan would be up, if you had timers constantly up and running.
Yeah.
So you only have this one on the side plopping up when the Aegis is reclaimed. And when the min spawn time is up as well.
Pretty good. Like, I don't have a problem with reading the current one, but I can understand that people do.
I don't know. It takes some getting used to, because I don't think it's written anywhere what it means.
No, and it's like, I remember the first time I looked at it, I was like, what is this? Like, what is that? What does these things mean? Yeah.
What does the artist want to tell us with this piece?
And I remember the Roche. I think the Roche timer before that was even worse. I can't remember what it was, but I just have a memory in my back that tells me it was even worse. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. What I do know though is that Prodota is burning through the pause time. They only have 10 minutes allotted. And I'm also the admin this time around, so I actually have to keep track of that, which I have not been until this point. The cool thing is we also have a 5-minute delay, so once but yeah, got us back. So yeah, once I see the pause coming up on the stream preview, then I'll know they'll have 5 minutes pause time elapsed.
That's good, smart.
So they're about 4 minutes down. I'll try to keep that in mind. But yeah, the game goes on. Of course, Darkseer dies, as we explained earlier. And top lane, yeah, Prodota. Playing a bit defensive, got actually down to half health from a couple of nukes.
Yeah.
No Poorman shield either, so creeps it a little bit harder than it could.
Overwhelming odds damage, as we talked about.
Yeah. Quite the spell. Level 3 already.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, Iceberg is doing really well mid. I assumed his lane would start going south, like as TA got levels, but I guess he's gotten still quite some help from Slaughter, which has been able to keep him at 32 last hits, 34 now.
Yeah. Kaiser also opting to spend some time in the jungle. Maybe because of this pressure, because he's a little bit afraid. But speaking of afraid, Vansko definitely is that as well as 33. Took the opportunity of the depth to make this rotation. Also like these kind of plays. Where, alright, he's off the map because he's dead, so not necessarily expecting him on the other side of the map than he usually is. Now DK forward as well. He's still tanky. He gets some help. Nice fissure though to block him off, and the Iron Shell's burning him down. BZZ now trying to turn us around with the Fatal Bounce into Milan. Bit of a slowdown attempt, and yeah, he'll nicely timed. What's it called? Nicely timed enchant totem, but not enough to keep him safe. And Kuhn, he's still juking and jiving and drops on the wall. Doesn't actually catch FNG.
Oh,
no vacuum, had to prop him back in, and he might actually get this kill yet. Not with the Omni Slash. Now can they get out though without... Yeah, okay, yeah, sprint of course with the face movement speed, but it would be hilarious if they were just blocked entirely by the illusions, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you, he wants to go back on the TPing after dying. Like, I've been dying so many to rotations like that, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Like, you just don't think about when they die, but it's so obvious, really, that they might do something.
And even if they rotate to their own lane, they're gonna be off the map for a while after they respawn. So even if you keep track of that,
Yeah.
it's not unexpected. It's not unexpected that you don't see them right away. So making use of that, super useful.
DK Phobos is getting attacked here on the bottom line.
He is
Good
indeed
Fisher
another
block once
Fisher
again.
Yeah. This time it's Garda here. Both teams made the lane swaps. And Prodota coming out at the better end of it. We've got the Coon, level 7 already, halfway to mech. FNG is right there with him though, with the spin and the crush. No search coming out just yet, but still gonna be fast enough for him to get out. But FNG following him to the side, juking to the wrong path though. J4 unfortunately not able to find the right angle for the Frostbite interception, or else it could have been another kill actually.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah, he
Nice shots
stayed there
going.
for a long time.
The second round actually finds the crush on the Coon. But this time around, not enough punching power.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And I mean, yeah, this
Oh, look at this too.
P is just farming away in mid.
Yeah, Kaiser, he's spending all this time jungle farming. I mean, do you actually agree with this?
I do think that most TAs just rotate to woods because it's a lot safer and faster. But I feel that Kaiser he hit like, especially when he hits level 5 and then 6 with his traps, of course, he gets a lot stronger because he has some decent charges on his refraction, and the PA really has a hard time dealing with him then.
Yeah.
So I feel when he hits his strong point, that's when he like left. And sure, he keeps his farm up. He's not in any danger of dying, but I kind of feel I would have liked to see him pressure the PA.
It's this kind of trade-off, getting guaranteed farm, but also giving up your opponent's farm. Nice trap on the high ground though, making sure they can still get this rune. Now Iceberg actually blinking on top of him with another slow. Couple of right clicks here, and yeah, no questionable decisions there. Coming up from the Team Spirit mid play, and now most of the rest of PD also joining up with Kaiser to put on some pressure on this tower here. They have a large creep wave. There's some extra traps for vision, so FNG probably not be able to defend this alone.
This is probably just gonna be a free tower, but I would assume Spirit wants to defend it because you never want to give up on the tower, but it just dies so fast with the TA damage.
DK is making through. There's 4 heroes here, so look for the overwhelming odds. But Tao's dead already, another Fisher, but also Vansko with the rock being dropped. Now DK Phobos coming through, gets stunned up, but still gets a duel off. 2 heroes dead so far. Surge on Kaiser, so he can at least get out. But he's being body blocked by the Coon as well, so gotta watch out for that. Gotta join the party now to try and make some trades out of it, but so far no luck. And now in fact he might be in trouble. FNG coming through, now pops his ultimate to get rid of that amplified damage. The Team Spirits still want more. They get the crush. Iceberg. Oh god. Almost dies to the right clicks here. Kaiser looking for the glaze. They will find FNG. Maybe, maybe not. Great crush. The illusions actually finish him out. Plenty of those available thanks to the wall. That was still a huge fight for Team Spirit. They got, what, 2, 3, 4 kills?
Yeah, Prodota really overstepped their... I don't think they realized the Warlock at level 6. Like, having level 6 and Warlock at like 10, 30, 11 minutes, it's kind of early, like, depending on how the lane is run and stuff. So they started diving after they got the tower, and obviously 4-man Warlock into 4-man overwhelming odds.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Didn't see what the fatal bonds were on them, but yeah, they melted pretty damn fast.
Yeah, they definitely overstayed their welcome.
It's also owed to the fact that Milan and J4, they both stood very close to the course. Once the Blink Daggers are up, obviously they'll be a little bit different. And especially dying to this kind of a combo once, kind of puts it back into your mind, I think. So you're a little bit more careful about it next time.
That's usually how it goes. Now they looks like they're gonna smoke for Roshan here.
Dire Scan revealed this though. They were smoked up themselves. Iceberg revealed himself mid, and now look at this though. Kaiser just came back. Now in a lot of trouble. The rest of his team needs help. Nice Fisher there on 3, but it's still being slowed down. Surge to counteract that. So this gank attempt will not be successful. J4 though has to be careful. If he gets critted here with the Amplify on top of him, he's just gonna be dead. Prodota still going for this though. Wall is dropped here defensively. FNG caught inside of that. Double crush. But of
It's a good
course,
total.
Skada inside the pit, no real angle for Team Spirit to go in without the rock, and now Fissure, Frostbite, everything in FNG is still alive. BC, another 2, another overwhelming odds, doing some good amount of damage here, 3 though with the Magnetism, keeping himself alive, forcing Iceberg inside of it. He should die to another couple of right clicks here. 3-4 on trade so far, Gada looking for more, but Vance go to TP out just in time, and then Fissure, just an inch short, or centimeter short I should say. Too many American phrases in my brain right now. But yeah, just short of actually canceling a TP, so Vensko gets away with his life.
Still huge victory for PD.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're in a quite a good position right now. I mean, 4K net worth lead, they have the Aegis. They can... All they have to do is, once again, be careful of the Warlock ulti. Warlock Fiddle Bonds overwhelming odds combination.
I was gonna say this will be a dual win, but the Fissure there from Milan blocking off DK Phobos, and they even use the Omni Slash for lowly Crystal Maiden. They don't get the duel, it's a Team Spirit. I don't know.
They don't care about the Aegis, they keep going aggro.
Yeah. Do you think this is the right decision? I guess it's better than splitting up and being picked off, because you know that with a fight like this, Blink Daggers are sure to come somewhat soon. Milan 500 gold away from it still, but...
I think they're just confident in... Because if you look at Prodota's lineup, they're not really that great before, especially Shaker gets his blink, and Darkseid needs some more levels in vacuum, like he got level 3 now, he's level 4 soon. But their team fight isn't amazing, whereas Team Spirit, they have the Warlock ulti, and once again the overwhelming odds is super strong, and I think they're just confident in if they would take a 5-on-5, they would be stronger even if they have the Aegis. That's kind of why they're moving together.
So Milan somehow gets himself a solo kill without using Echo Slams. I'm not sure how that happened, just got the tail end of it. And Prodota, yeah, just happy to trade towers. This one going down as well, does laid up in Kaiser already. There'll be his Blink Dagger pretty close if he gets the last hit, and Milan's as well. He has enough money right now. So Prodota, overall, they're super happy with this trade, with these kind of trades right now. Especially since they're not even losing the tier 2 bottom. Down to half health, but that's about it.
Yeah, and now they're probably gonna...
3 blinks, holy shit.
They might just go for a smoke or whatever and look for anything with their blinks. Yeah, they just hit a huge timing with their blink dagger, so they definitely want to force the issue here.
3 60-minute blinks at the same time. So sometimes you almost want to stagger them so you can get more kind of the smoke blink reveal kind of thing, but sometimes you just want to show off. Milan's doing that right now, getting a solo kill here. Meanwhile, mid, Garda blinks forward, gets another kill on Vanscore. And Team Spirit absolutely bamboozled by this sudden influx of blinks.
Yeah, they're like, what happened?
Oh, there's another one here, DK Phobos. You're actually dead, okay. The big bear pretty angry right now. The creep have coming to the tower, which means that this will also be in their tier 2. Prodota looking extremely strong right now in this phase, up to 8, almost 9k net worth advantage.
And they just keep rolling it, like... I think Team Spirit, the defense looked very weird, like they were kind of wanting to defend, but still they weren't all 5 there, so what happens, Prodota is just diving and they don't get punished at all, because they have all the blinks, and I think Team Spirit would have looked better off either actually committing for a full 5-man defend, even I think it would have been really hard, but it's either that or just fully splitting up. And keep pressure on the bottom tier 2 while they went mid and stuff like that.
Problem that I see with that though is that with the blink daggers, I mentioned it before, the blink daggers also allow Prodota to be a little bit more apart from each other, so the opportunities for these big Warlock ultis, just like the one big strength for Team Spirit to set up these kind of team fights that they're looking for. It's not necessarily going to be able to find those unless Prodota missteps.
No, it's like Team Spirit is in a really rough position from ever since they lost that Roshan fight, and now they got all the blink daggers and they got even more towers and stuff, and They just kind of giving away too much, and Prodota is like the 9k net worth ahead now. They're just gonna keep this snowballing, and I would assume they're gonna right now. They're just gonna keep a lot of pressure on the map, look for some pickoffs, and wait for the next Aegis. Yeah.
That counts as pressure, I think. Another tower dead here, while the rest of the lineup just looking for smoke gank and finding a 2 on the poor little band score.
Like they have no reason to force the high ground like without Aegis or right now. They can just farm, get some more, even like a bigger net worth lead, get the next Roshan, and then they can look to like find some really deep or good kills, or just go high ground even.
With Roshan, you can actually hover over that icon. You see the minimal spawn time at the
Oh,
maybe
oh, that's
respawn.
pretty good.
Yeah. So helpful.
That's a lot better actually than the
PGL.
Valve is pretty smart at their stuff.
Well, to be fair, they're taking all this stuff from other people. Even the teamfight recap that was pioneered by BTS, I believe. This kind of net
By who?
worth deltas thing up top was also done by Moonduck. PGL with Rosheimer, the talent thing as well from both of these organizations.
They're
So,
pretty good at
yeah.
copying stuff.
I mean, I'm not complaining, right? It's great to have for Dota TV viewers as well, because they get all these goodies too. And it's also great for broadcasters like me who don't have these kind of big production setups that allow for these kind of mods to be run.
I mean, it's super helpful.
Yep.
And we can see now Team Spirit is so scared. They're just sticking together. Oh, they actually want for smoke.
Well, they have Blinks of their own now. Slaughter leading a charge with his own, and DK Phobos also ready with the follow-up.
They
Can they
need a
actually take
really
a fight
perfect
here though?
initiation here. Like, it needs to be perfect.
Prodota had the high ground advantage show, but Blink across, but it's a TA.
Oh,
Got
God.
the meld off, so... Now Blinks across here, vacuum wall into
Oh.
Fissure, not even wall, just the Fissure. And they're just cleaving through Team Spirit right now. Iceberg last man standing, evading some of these right clicks, but ultimately he should take a spill. Same for BZZ, just tries to rescue himself to the shrine. Milan misses the stun. It's BZZ trying to juke and jive, but gotta. He gets the honor of a double kill with that last swipe, and that'll be a set of racks at the very least.
Is under attack.
Really nice combination
Dire structure
with Fisher, or vacuum into Fisher.
Yep.
is under attack.
It also means they still have the wall. Kuhn holding on to that, very good discipline, knowing that they don't actually need it to still have that particular ultimate to work with in case Team Spirit try to mount another defense, because they still have their spells, which is both good and bad, I suppose.
Dire's top barracks.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Prodota. I don't think Prodota is scared to take a fight here if the Spirit actually decides to dive. But they.
At the same time, they got what they came for, right? Tier 3 plus a melee racks. Not really worth committing for
Yeah.
ranged.
For sure. I just thought that Team Spirit might actually dive them, and then I think they would just turn.
Yep.
The Echo Slam and the wall.
Scary for Team Spirit indeed. This net worth bar entirely green at this point. 15k advantage for Prodota. Experience also looking rather similar. So is there a path
Yeah.
back for Team Spirit? What can they do to try and mitigate this now?
I mean, they need to. They can't fight 5-on-5. I think the chance of winning a 5-on-5 fight is so slim. They need to be able to find them, like split up to some extent. They need to find several pickoffs that way, like keep disrupting the flow of Prodota's game, because they're gonna go Roshan now, and then they're gonna wanna force the high ground. And Team Spirit needs to make them not just be able to go high ground, and I can't say how they're gonna do that, because I actually see no way other than
Roshan has
they can make some kind of perfect defense in their base too, I guess, but it's very hard at this point.
It's kind of out of their hands to some degree.
Yeah, PD needs to screw up. I really think they need to screw up at least once,
Yep.
probably twice or even 3 times.
Now they're gonna let this tower go a weekend from before, so Team Spirit will be able to get that objective. But Prodota getting ready to siege high ground Kaiser. He's the Aegis holder this time around. So
Interesting build by BCC. He's going for the halberd. He went to talisman and now he's going for the halberd, and or he at least went for the talisman. I don't know if that's for SNY or for the halberd, but it's kind of an interesting decision, and I think I like it. Like, it's against Ursa and TA, so the evasion is great.
They're just casual now for that reason. Maybe eventually butterfly, but yeah, these are kind of pipe dreams right now with the way the game's going. But yeah, I agree, it's super useful.
I think it's just the halberd because he does realize that okay, we're miles behind.
Yeah.
And an item like halberd that might change the flow of the fights a little bit by putting it on Ursa or TA. And this is the kind of things you have to look for when you're in a position like this. Like I like that he's thinking out of the box and he's doing something unusual.
Yep. Still has a Sanj queued up. See whether he'll actually finish that one up before going for halberd. Yeah, Kaiser going for the BKB and Ursa. That plus his ultimate, of course, will make it a little bit harder to keep any sort of disarm on him going.
Yeah, for sure.
So
TA is going for the MKB.
yeah.
So the evasion is not gonna do too much for him either.
Iceberg is not gonna have a lot of fun going forward once that item's finished, that's for sure.
No.
He has his own BKB, but obviously it's not gonna help you if a TA blinks right on top of you. If you don't blink away yourself immediately to a teammate or something, you might just insta-die. And look at this. DK Phobos actually playing like he's ahead.
You have to establish dominance, as we say.
Just act like you can win any fight.
And it is kind of a big part of Dota, I would say.
Oh.
Like the acting, yeah, like actually establishing dominance and just playing like very cocky. And of course you need to do it you can't do it overly because then you just feed stupidly.
Yep.
But you need to, for example, Matumba Man is very good at doing that. He always chases you very far just to get out like one attack. And it's like, but why? And it's only for like the mind games part of Dota.
Yeah.
Basically.
Would you say for the mind control?
Yeah.
Huh?
That's. I
Okay,
think that's a better.
I'll be here all weekend, folks. Don't worry. There's another smoke here now from Prodota. They're looking to try and close this out if they can. They're still holding on to the Aegis for a little bit. Iceberg would be a juicy target up front. So, Team Spirit, this is it for them. If they make this defense, they are still in the game. If they don't, then they just straight up lose. The tier 3 down already. Because they need to find the perfect angle. But if you only see Kaiser up front, how do you actually do that? Blink Rush, trying to force something out, vacuum across, and force it back on Kaiser. So far, so good. But Healing Ward's also already been committed.
That's how they need to do it, because smoking around and taking a fight in the open, I think they're just gonna lose. So they need to like bait out some stuff by going on Kaiser.
There it is, Blink across, BKB looking for Milan, but force off away. Kaiser now time to right click here onto Iceberg. MKB done, so they'll be down. Same for the Legion Commander. 2 buybacks forced out already. Fatal bonus on a couple of targets. Golem also already dropped though, and there it is. Another vacuum into the Echo Slam, into the wall. And that is Team Spirit dropping in its best of 1, more than likely. And it's a dieback on PA. Oh, yeah, PA. There was a Van score here, I believe. At some point in the past. And DK Phobos, yeah, that's another dieback. 4 heroes down, and Prodota looking very strong with their first day in the new bootcamp.
That was a very impressive game by them. They looked super strong.
Yep.
They didn't give Team Spirit any way of coming into the game even, I feel.
I mean, they had super strong lanes. And they didn't really make any big mistakes, apart from this one time where they got caught out by the big rock on 4 heroes. I think that was the one slip up that Prodota had.
I mean, without that slip up, the game would have been even more favored.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would have considered that slip up to be kind of like it's a really big mistake because they were in a good lead and then they basically threw it away, but it didn't matter. They just kept going and
I mean, if you, it actually shows in the graphs. Prodota starting on its upward trajectory, but 5k gold at that point, and then just drops down to almost even. But then it didn't matter. Yeah, as I said, still able to play it out, especially once the blink deckers came out on a really good timings. 15-minute blinks on your 3 most important blink carriers, so that
yeah,
tends to do some damage, and it did this game for sure.
put a dent in team spirit, so to speak.
Yeah. Quite a dent indeed. And of
Yeah.
course, this was only a best of 1 in the first round here of the small little double elimination bracket, which means Prodota is only 1 win away from already punching their ticket to the main qualifiers for the Summit 7. Team Spirit, they'll have to fight it out in the lower bracket, and if they win that match, we'll be seeing them again tomorrow. I'll see how the other games have fared, or the other game has fared, then we'll get the lobby up, do all that jazz, update the brackets. We've got some work to do, so eSkills, thank you very much for joining. It's been great casting with you. Hope we can do it
Thank
again.
you so much for having me.
Yeah.
For sure. Looking
And
forward to it.
yeah. Alright, so for us now, next match will be Prodota in the winners match, and as I said, we'll still try to find out if the other game's still going or whatnot. I'll keep you up to date. So, see you then.
See you, man.